Welcome! So today I am going to be doing a dark academia gift guide, but everything is going to be under $25. But first I want to say thank you guys so much for the subscribers and the watch time. I'm very, very excited just because the more people watching this, the more I get to do it. And I'm really excited to get into this gift guide for you because after I record this, I have another video talking about royal core. So be ready for that. All right, let's jump right into it. I'm going to be going pretty fast because I have a lot to get through, but all of the links will be below. So the first thing that I have is this set of 3 candles. Just looking at it, the colors work perfectly for that dark academic vibe. We've got that gold, I really like the amber, we've got a beautiful paper label, perfect. These smell awesome, they're very fresh, light, the orange, the goji berry, the lavender, perfect. And you really can't beat that price, and then you can save 10% right now, so go grab it. I talked about this in a previous video about busts. Busts are really popular, especially for our dark academics. There's something about the architecture of it and the art behind it, and then not to mention who the bust is. Be careful with this link though, because you can hit a different bust and it is significantly more expensive, but I thought this Giuliano de' Medici sculpture was fun, especially if you have seen the TV show. But then I also have another one over here. It's your classic David head. I think it's really pretty. I think it works really nicely. It's small, but you've got a ton of different other sets if you wanted. I personally just like this bigger head. I also think that the eyes on this one are probably one of the coolest pieces to this art, so there's that. And then we have a dark academic journal. So this is actually self-published by someone who had this art, and so it is your very simple 7x10 140 page journal, and I love it. I think it works really well. Look at that pretty color, that skull. Again, dark academics tend to enjoy some motifs to human anatomy, and I just think that the color and the simplicity of this works really well, and it is just so cheap. Stocking stuffers, anybody? The next thing that I have is this unframed art print. Please keep in mind this is unframed. I personally really love the theme of astronomy, but the science side of it, I'm not into the whole constellations and whatnot. I want to know the physics behind things and how it was discovered, and I just think that this is really pretty. I think that unframed can be really beautiful, especially if it's like tacked up on the wall and whatnot. So you'll see that I'll have a couple of prints coming up here that are unframed, but don't worry, I will show you a couple of frames that I picked up that I also really like. But the next unframed print is the map of the moon. Are you kidding me? This is absolutely gorgeous. Even though it's not textured, it looks textured, and I love this color. This creamy, almost brown but coffee stained paper is one of my favorite things. Again, super beautiful. And then the next thing that I have, and this is actually metal, but it's a vintage palm sign. It's not actually vintage, but it's stamped on there, and I just think that this is really pretty, especially if you're into palm reading and whatnot. But beyond that, I love the shape and the shadows and the texture of hands. I just really like it. So it is silver, which is definitely not one of my colors, but it isn't super bright. It's a little bit more matte, so I think it works. Again, if it doesn't, don't tell me. I don't want to know because I really like it. And like I said, we do have some frames. So this is just a really cheap wood frame, 11x4, but they have different sizes and whatnot, different colors. I personally like that brown wood. I think it's a nice texture that can be added to your wall. Put your prints in there, put your own pictures in it, whatever. And this frame is a fun, unique standing frame that I think is more coffee table worthy because it's just unique to look at all angles. But again, beautiful. I love the glass. Some people put in pressed flowers and whatnot. Beautiful. You can do a lot with this. It's just a nice small size. You can go bigger as well, and there's different metals as well. And the next thing that I have is this beautiful hanging photo frame. I think just having photos hung in a unique way that catches the eye is fun. Again, I love the gold, but they have different colors, different sizes as well. This is one where a lot of people put pressed or dried flowers in. I have one of the prints actually in it, and I just think it looks really beautiful that way. I also have this frame in my bathroom with a couple of pressed flowers in there as well. So this is just a fun, versatile piece. You can change out your prints you can make it a more seasonal thing as well. I just think it's really beautiful, and that glass background is just a great way of keeping a lighter feel to a room. And the next thing I have are these drop earrings. Again, Dark Academia does not have a lot of flashy jewelry, but when I saw these, I just stopped. They have silver, they have rose gold, but again, I love the gold. I think that these are beautiful. They are simple, but they are still very elegant, and I just think that these are some of the prettiest earrings out there, and you cannot beat it for the price. Now, the next thing I have is a little strange, but I find it so fun. As someone who drinks a lot of coffee and tea with a lot of cream and sugar, I think that these are a lot of fun. I was talking about several teacups and mugs in the past videos that I made, but I never talked about the spoons that I use, and these are just simply so much fun, and for the price, cannot beat it. It's one of the funnest things that I think you could get for people. There are different kinds as well if you just wanted to go with the flower or with the gem top, but I think that this mix is a lot of fun. You've got your silver, you've got your gold, you've got your bronze. I love them. I actually prefer reaching for the bronze ones just because I think that they're a lot more fun. I don't know. But these are just a little extra piece that you can use in your kitchen for just cooking in general, grabbing spices, sugar, whatever. I usually have one in my coffee cup because I like to stir it before I drink it every single time. It's this weird ritual I have. So I usually have one of these cute little dainty spoons sticking out of my mug. Again, super cheap and one of the funnest and most unique gifts I think I've ever gotten. And the next thing that I have is this touch control lamp. It's a very vintage inspired piece and I love it, and I think it's so amazing for the price. Again, Amazon's choice is usually pretty on par, and I cannot disagree. This is one of the best lamps that I've ever gotten. It comes right out of the box like this. You screw in the light bulb and you are good to go, and you just touch this metal piece to turn it on and off. Seriously, it has several settings. One of the best purchases I have made. I love it. And it just adds that classic older appeal to your desk area, to your bookshelf area, to a coffee stand area. These can go anywhere. Again, this price is awesome. And the next thing that I have is this awesome picture frame. I think that it's beautiful. It's very unique. It's got that texture. It's just fun. It's as simple as it is. It's just fun. And I'm not gonna lie, for the longest time, I did not take out this photo because I thought it was just way too cute. And then eventually my partner pointed out the numbers at the bottom, and so I eventually took it out because I couldn't unsee it. But I think that this is just one of the cutest frames out there, and you've got a blue if you wanted to go for that, if you're more into that, royal core, but you've got this also lighter color if you wanted to go more towards light academia. And look, there is also a coupon as well. And the next few items are going to be books. This one is specifically cloth bound because I think it just looks beautiful and I love this green, but when it comes to literature, anything is fine. I just think that these titles really encompass the dark academic vibe. So The Count of Monte Cristo, it is a big boy. It is hefty, it is thick, and it is a little difficult to get through because there are a lot of different names. You've got their Italian names, their Christian names, their nicknames, and all of them are talked about as if they are different people, but they are the same. So as long as you can keep up with that, I think you'll be in for a fun, interesting ride. And if all else fails, the movie is excellent. Let me give you the quickest rundown. We have a man falsely accused of a crime. He's thrown in prison, and then it is a revenge tale from there. The next book we have is Les Miserables, and this is also one of the cloth-bound editions. Again, it does not matter. I just think that this is really, really pretty. If you do not know what Les Mis is about, I'm sorry, but you should pick it up and you should read it. I'm not going to go into it because where have you been? And the next thing that you have, and I have not been able to find a pretty edition, but I don't think it matters. Here's this mass market paperback version of the Dead Poets Society. Again, if you haven't seen the movie, you should watch the movie, but the book is also absolutely darling and heartbreaking and all of the things. But if you're looking for any dark academic inspiration, watch the movie. It's an all-boys boarding school, and it's very chef's kiss. Everything that you want, dark academia. Go watch it or read the book. And the next thing that I have, and again, I'm a sucker for green and gold, is this jewelry dish. There are a ton of jewelry dishes. You've got this white one, you've got the silver one. There are jewelry dishes everywhere. I'm not gonna lie though, I actually have this one on my desk and I use it to put my spoons when I'm finished with my coffee and stuff. So this kind of sits on my desk as a weird coaster for my spoons, but I think that this color combo, ugh, love it. Love it. Again, find your color palette and just run with it. For me, it's gold with hints of green and then like more natural woody tones. And the next gift idea that I have is a paint by number. I think all dark academics enjoy a certain level of artistic expression, but it's kind of hard for a couple of reasons. Some people just don't have the experience to paint something like this. Some people don't have the supplies, some people don't have the patience, and that's why paint by number is amazing. It is super simple. It gives you all of the supplies you need. Most of these are not framed, but again, you can buy frames super cheap or just hang them up without frames. But I think that this is just a really fun, pretty color palette, and there are a ton of options out there. For example, I just got myself this one and I've been working on it and it's beautiful and it's so much fun. I do think that this one might be a little bit harder for a first time paint by numbers person because of the color palette. It is very muted, it is very similar, so just be wary of that. And the next thing that I have, and it's just kind of a fun thing to have, a stocking stuffer, gag gift, whatever, is this novelty package. These are just simple black tea bags, but they have literary quotes on them and it's adorable. The next thing that I have is this quill set. So it comes with all of this, which I think is amazing, and it's only 21 bucks. Keep in mind though, because of this cheap price and you get all of this, it's not the highest quality. For example, the ink is great, the pen holder is fine, the notebook is awesome, but the pen itself is a little bit lightweight and feels a little bit cheaper, a little bit more plasticky, so keep that in mind. But again, I wanted to put it on here, especially if you have a younger person in your life that just kind of wants like that fun aesthetic piece. This is awesome. Functionality wise, it's fun, but you'll find a better fountain pen anywhere else really. Again, this is totally worth it, if not just for the ink and the notebook. But if you did want to get something a little bit nicer, you do have this wood pen stem with several of the tips. So if you wanted to experiment with the size and the shape of the tips, this is a really good one to work with. It comes in a really cute box. I actually recycled the box, and again, I keep my spoons in it in the kitchen. I know, I'm weird. It is what it is. This is just a really great set if you want to experiment with calligraphy, play around with the different sizes and whatnot. It doesn't come with any stationery, but that is why I put this on the list. It is a stationery scroll. There are 24 sheets and they're a little bit different colors and textures, but it's just really fun, honestly, to write on a scroll, and I think it's just a really great piece to practice your calligraphy on. They're decent sizes. I've cut mine up and sent them in little pen pal packages. Again, super fun, and for this price, cannot beat it. And the final thing that I have is this botany washi tape and stickers. This is definitely more goblin core vibe, but I think that sometimes we need a little bit of greenery to freshen up our spaces, and I think these are just fun, again, for any stationery or lists or anything on your desk that you like. I just think that these are always pretty fun and interesting to include. So it's also really cheap, which makes it a really fun gift. And that's all I have for you right now. Maybe when we get closer to the holidays, I'll do a $10 and under dark academic gift guide. This was a lot of fun to do. I definitely ordered a few duds, and so it took me a little bit of time to get through this. But these things I all love, and I hope that you love them too. Thank you so much. Bye.